Suzanne, thanks for having me over.
Merry Christmas.
It is
our favorite time of year.
Oh, it's your favorite time of year for
It is
sure.
my favorite.
I will say I've known you since about 2010, which is 14 or so years.
Yeah.
And I bet I can say that in every single meeting we've ever been in, you've told me how much you love Christmas.
It is interesting how much I have always loved Christmas.
Yeah.
And the best thing is when I became a partner with Ballard, you embraced my love of Christmas.
Well, we like Christmas too, but I don't know if anybody loves it as much as you do. I mean, this is stunning.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's been exciting to have everybody here today and really showcase all of my collections. And as a designer, I always collect things. But what's interesting is that all year round, if I see things that are Christmas, I buy them.
You do.
And then it's been a lot of my inspiration for some of my collections with our company together. But I just have realized that I do maybe love Christmas and embrace it more than a lot of people.
More than most.
Yes.
So you were talking about you're collecting, years and years and years of collecting, right?
Right.
How do you keep it from looking like a yard sale in your house? Because I feel like mine kind of goes yard sale sometimes. Because it definitely doesn't look like a yard sale.
Well, what I really have always done in design, and I do it with my Christmas, I have found that when I do see something I love, when I'm out and find a Christmas ornament, first of all, I buy at least a dozen of those
the
pieces.
Same ornament or something
the same
similar?
Piece. When I did the ornaments, like I buy at least a dozen or more of one thing. And when I, for instance, found the Czechoslovakian crystal trees, I found them at Scott's Antique Market. This woman had bought all these antique vintage trees from a Czechoslovakian factory.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember buying them, and they're very sparkly and crystally, the trees. And I bought like at least 8 of them. And I brought them back, and everybody thought they were so over the top.
See.
But then everyone wanted them. And we did end up making those for Ballard. But what I have found is that if you can put your collections together, like I do in my design, my concept, and like I will put all of those pieces in one area. And usually I mix them with natural greenery. I love the natural mixed in with Christmas, even with when I have different kind of collections. And it really works because then they really have an impact and they don't look so cluttery.
Looks more intentional.
Yeah, it does look, and it kind of ends up being a feature. And so you'll see throughout my rooms in the house, obviously in my living room, I have my tree with all of my collections of the most beautiful muted Ballard ornaments. And what happened is I had seen this group of ornaments, and I bought this little box, and I brought it to Ballard, and we made this entire collection, and I added colors to it. But in this room, I put my Czechoslovakian trees with these muted ornaments, and it's really chic, and it kind of really works with all the natural greenery. And then we go into the entry, and I have my Nutcracker collection.
Yes.
And my mother gave me a Nutcracker every year. And pretty soon, you have like a lot of Nutcrackers. And for a while, Keith Arnold in my office, he helped me. We put them together. It's almost like sculpture. And they're so effective together in one grouping. But I found if you spread them out throughout the house, they kind of lose the impact or the specialness of that collection.
That's when you start the yard sale effect?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. Because I was asking you earlier, because I have a Nutcracker collection, and you were saying group them together, and even if like you don't have room on one surface, put them all in the same room, so you've got several in one spot and several over here in another spot. So great tip. I'm going to definitely do that.
And every year, when I get out our Christmas things, I do end up coming into the living room with one collection because it's kind of works with this room. But what I have seen is things do unfold. Different times you're in the mood for something different. So I have a lot of collections, and I don't use everything every year. I'll kind of focus on maybe getting out some things certain times of the year. Like this year, I have 2 grandsons, which I'm really excited about. A 2-year-old and a 4-week-old baby boy. And my daughter is coming over, so we got out the train. And for years, I had the train when she was little, but this year we got out our Christmas train. So I think what's great about Christmas traditions, you can kind of have collections that might alternate how they're used and how kind of you focus on them. So that's kind of what I try to do with Christmas.
So there's no pressure to kind of use it all every year or, oh, this is sentimental. If I don't put it out, then, I'm failing my mother or something. You can kind of like let things rest and maybe it makes them more special the next time you pull them out.
I do think that is important to do because if you are a collector, you sometimes have more things than you can put out. But I will say I managed to put out quite a bit because I do 3 Christmas trees. I love having the Christmas tree in the living room. That's a little bit probably more refined. I love having the tree in the family room that's got more collections of ornaments and things that you've collected that are probably a lot of the memories.
Like sentimental.
People give you things, the kids' things that you kind of incorporate in. And then we put a tree upstairs in our upstairs when we get up to the landing. And in that tree, I put my entire collection of teddy bears around the bottom. And my mom, again, gave me a teddy bear every year. For years, I did make a teddy bear for Ballard. And it was so cute. One year, finally, the Boyd Company, which makes the most beautiful teddy bears, they said they went in hibernation.
So we couldn't get any more bears from the Boyd Bears.
we did it for years, but I have this collection, and it's great because my grandson, comes over and he makes a dive for the tree. And he starts taking out all the we just surrounded it with teddy bears. And we didn't put any ornaments on that tree, except for one year we made the wooden ornaments with just red bows. Mm-hmm. And they're not really, glass.
Kid friendly.
And we just put those on the tree. So I just love that you can have different experiences with your trees. But the big thing I always wanted to do is use real greenery, real wreaths. And one of the things that changes up, the biggest change is what color ribbon you're using that year.
Do you change that every year?
I really do love the classic red, but I do remember, different years we've used silver and white and creams and then green plaid and the red plaid. So I do love red at Christmas. I will say that it's the one time you'll see me today in red. Mm-hmm. I don't wear red except at the holidays. Mm-hmm. And then I have this whole, I have all these things I have that I only bring out the month of December, which I think is the thing we have to keep in mind when we're getting ready to decorate because it can be overwhelming. And I know even this year, everybody's so busy. When it got down to the time of decorating, what you have to think about, and I kind of talked about it today, is take 3 or 4 days and just get everything done. And it's a pretty intense 3 or 4 days. Like we were missing a wreath, we had to go back and get the wreath. We were missing garland, we had to go get more garland. We had to go get all the boxes from downstairs and then you have to put them back. But then what you think about is you have the entire month of sparkle, all your memories, and then you can start like, I'm having the office Christmas party tonight.
You got a lot on your plate.
I know. But you want people to come and enjoy it once you get it done.
Right.
So if you have a deadline and like we're having dinner with friends this weekend. And I thought, well, I'm going to have everyone come back just for dessert, not for a whole nother dinner. Mm-hmm. But I think there's ways to really, and then certainly the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day traditions of the family. Then you have the house, you can enjoy it all month.
So you spend 3 or 4 days. When do you do it? Do you do it right after Thanksgiving, before
Literally,
Thanksgiving?
You have to do it like December 1st. You have to just put that on your schedule.
The second Thanksgiving's over, get your plan.
Well, because if you're going to do all this work, you want to take the whole month to enjoy it. And one thing that I try to remind people, because everyone always seems like it's a lot, but think how when you come home, like when we got all done this last couple days, when I came home last night from our fun dinner, it just was so beautiful. Yeah. You really can then really enjoy what Christmas is. Yeah. And having I think these traditions and all the things that what collections are memories of you, either your mom or your family, or you've been out traveling. One time we went to Salzburg, which is all about Christmas. You buy ornaments. I think those memories are just what make having all of this worth getting everything done.
I agree. I think it reminds you of the season the second you see it, and then suddenly you feel a little more lighthearted.
Yes, yes.
So you were talking about live wreaths, live greenery. Do you only have live trees?
I do one live tree in the family room, and the other trees I really do not live.
Mm-hmm.
And they make beautiful trees today. And the thing is, people want to leave trees up for a long time, for the month. It makes it great if you have the trees lit. And it's amazing the quality today that we can do with the trees that you buy that are not real.
Mm-hmm.
It also, you don't have to worry about them shedding or being any kind of danger. But I do love having the real tree mixed in. And I always do real wreaths and garland.
Now, I see this one's flocked.
Yes.
You like a flock tree?
Only once in a while.
Okay.
And we did that. This was a tree we designed
This is
for
a Ballard
Ballard.
tree. Mm-hmm.
And what I loved about it, it's hardly flocked at all. It's just so minimal. I just love that.
Yeah, well, I feel like it goes with your room so
it does.
perfectly.
And it's kind of with all the ornaments we did. So I just love that you can have all these different concepts at Christmas.
So when I think of you and your interiors, I generally think neutrals. And I want to look around this room. It's very neutral. So I would assume you would only have sort of neutral and pastel Christmas, but clearly you've told us you love red. Do we need to be matching our interiors to our holiday decor? How does it work?
I love traditional red and green Christmas. It's the one time, it's strong, it's kind of vibrant, and it really works so great to use the red and green. But over the years, I remember we did a whole collection, all cream, silver, gold. And I think that different years, design trends do influence Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some year you might want just a rustic Christmas. You could do a tree with absolutely just the tree and maybe some lights. You know, I think that what I love about Christmas design and decor, you can do as much or as little. Like if you even put a tree up with just the lights on it, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And it can be that natural look. But I remember one year with Ballard when we were designing our Christmas things, we did the natural branch we hung over the table.
Oh, yeah, almost in place of a chandelier kind of situation.
And then we hung all the ribbons and everything was done in silver gold. And we did all that. I do love the silver metallic. You'll see a lot of silver and I'm using like silver pieces, but we did all the mercury glass with it.
Beautiful.
And so I think that, I do love that as well. So there are different years I've done different things. And I do think, again, you can take different looks in different rooms of your house. But traditionally, I have come back recently to loving red. And red right now is a fashion color, the burgundy and red that we're both wearing. Mm-hmm. And so you do get kind of influenced a lot by what's happening, I think, in our design world.
Yeah, and what you're hungry for.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a personal question. So, and it involves kind of color coordinating with your home. When you think about your front door and your wreath, your house is white. Mm-hmm. So I feel like anything would go with that. My house is olive green with sort of spa blue shutters. Do I need to have like ribbon that goes with that? Or do you think I can just go red?
Probably for your house, I would do our black watch plaid ribbon.
That's so cute.
It's that beautiful black watch plaid.
It
it's the green and navy. And I had seen a wreath with that on it. And we have that beautiful ribbon we made. And I love that with that kind of coloring. So I do think that you do have to kind of go with kind of the look. And, our house is that classic white with the black door. So the red and green is certainly, I think, kind of really what shows up here.
It's a statement.
Yeah.
Does it need to flow into the home? You know what I'm saying? Like when I open the door, if I have a red ribbon here, does what's inside need to sort of continue that story? I have
usually continued that story. So for you, if you did the black watch plaid ribbon, it would be beautiful to do that on your stairs with all your garland.
Collection.
Your yes, you could put your nutcrackers out. And we did the throws that matched. For years, we did the red plaid and the black watch plaid throw. And you'll see in the house, I've saved them and I put them out only at Christmas. And it's interesting how you'll come into a room, like I put the pillows and my throws out only at Christmas. And then I put them away and I just bring them out for the month of Christmas. It's interesting how that works just at the holidays.
I have the red plaid apron.
I do too.
And I always bring it out at the holidays. And it just makes you feel so happy when you're cooking.
We have those too.
So you're pulling all this stuff out for the holidays, and it's a lot of stuff. Do you have to put things away, or do you try to integrate it all with the accessories you already have in your house?
Well, one of the things I think that's, again, overwhelming for people about Christmas is you really have to move things out of the way to make room for Christmas. So here you have your house all settled, but the Christmas tree that you want to show in the window, you have to move the table. The end table that has the lamp on it, we literally have to move out of the room. And all the things on your mantle, if you want to put your Christmas things on, you have to take them down. And I think at first that seems a little bit daunting.
A lot.
Because not only do you have to get out all your Christmas things, you have to then first edit your room to get ready for Christmas. But as I mentioned, the best thing about it is it's an entire month that you get to have your room have a whole different feel. And so then sometimes when I get ready to put the things back that I've taken out, it makes me relook at them and makes me think about how I'm going to put them back differently. So it kind of is a way that your house kind of has great energy, that you're always involved in what's happening in the house. Because as you know, I think houses kind of absorb energy about how you kind of collect and move things around, and you have your favorite piece. And that happens if you even buy a new piece for a room. The whole room starts having a different energy. So I know that I had to take all the pillows off in the family room to put my plaid pillows on. And at first I'm like, not sure I want to do it. And then you kind of have to get into that whole kind of concept. It's time for a whole look for Christmas.
So when you put it all back out, you kind of rethink it, and you don't necessarily put it in the same spot.
That happens a lot of times. Or sometimes you're ready for an edit, and maybe you don't put it back at all.
So you just keep it on
so
boxed away for
I always
year.
think that you can have collections, and they can rotate. They can kind of be stored. They can kind of come back at different times.
I feel like it's like when you change your closet out for the season and you bring out your winter stuff, you're like, oh, I forgot I even had that. I love that so much. I forgot it was there.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing where you're bringing out something you haven't seen in a minute, and it gets y'all excited again.
Yeah. And that's how Christmas is.
So you mentioned tonight you were hosting your holiday party for your office year?
Yes. And it really has ended up being kind of the favorite night of the year.
For you or for them?
Really, I think for all of us. First of all, they all help me. I have a fabulous design team, and they really help me get the house ready. And it makes it worth it. They all love how much I embrace Christmas, and they're always inspired by how many things I have. And every year, we never use all of it because I have boxes of different collections. So we kind of all decide what are we going to focus on this year. But what happens is we have a catered dinner. And this year, we're going to do a little differently. We're going to actually set up both, and we have like 28 people coming. They all come with their partners, spouses, husbands. And we're going to set up both tables. For the first time this year, we're going to set up the dining room table. We always just let everybody sit where they wanted. And we noticed all the young people would sit at the kitchen table, which is a big kitchen table. And all of us would go into the family room and just sit there. But this year, we're going to just set up both tables and find a place for everybody to sit. And we're kind of excited. December is such a great closure time of the year. We've had such a busy, for everybody, it's been a lot this year, as you know. It's been an amazing kind of, a lot going on. So it's kind of that time to really stop and celebrate. And then I give the Christmas gifts.
So do you have any tips for hosting? Because I will stress myself out. I will make myself crazy when I'm having people over. How do you not go crazy?
I think there is that overwhelming time when you're getting everything ready. And so what I try to do, and I kind of did that even just getting the house ready this time, we kind of get everything out and it almost looks so much. And then we kind of go back to each room and edit each room, take things away, and then maybe add a few more things or move some things or then put things in boxes and take it back to storage. But I do think when you're thinking about hosting, think of when everybody comes and you have the Christmas music on, the fire's going in the fireplace, and how much fun it is and how special having people in your home. But it's a lot for people. And so what I'm going to do, like I said, this weekend, we're going to have dinner with friends at Blue Ridge Grill. And then we're going to come back and have dessert.
I feel like that's brilliant.
I'm kind of like thinking of how do we get everybody to enjoy Christmas without it being overwhelming and so much. Oh, and so for Christmas Eve, one thing I did start seeing is traditions change as your family unfolds. And this year with two new, we have the 2-year-old and the new baby. My daughter and her husband will come, and we have the kids, actually 6 grandchildren total. There are other families in Indianapolis. We go visit them. But one of the things that happens, I found with traditions, we love having a tradition, but this year the tradition is going to change. We will go to their house for Christmas morning instead of everyone coming here. So we're going to start a new tradition of coming over Christmas Eve.
To your house.
To our house.
And then
Christmas morning with the kids.
Well, you have to follow Santa.
And I think you do have to follow Santa. But what I've seen is it's interesting how traditions will change each year. I mean, we always have our office Christmas party. Always try to have friends come over at one point. But with the family, it does change depending on what's happening with all the kids.
That's right. They meet people, they fall in love, they go to other houses. You have to not be jealous. And be like, all right, I'll just get my moment with you.
Yeah, that is true. It is. And I kind of tell people, like, I see things kind of unfold differently, but we can still have our Christmas tradition, but sometimes it can't be the same that it was every year.
Do you serve a signature cocktail when you have people over?
You know, really, we just serve champagne and wine.
No red wine.
No red. I only serve red wine if you're sitting at dinner, because if you have red wine in your house, it will be spilled.
I'll be the first offender.
I do have red wine, but if you're sitting down at the table, you can have red wine. That's what I do.
It's a good rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be your chief offender. We wouldn't be friends anymore.
I know.
And then what do you do what's your big holiday meal? What do you do for your Christmas?
We really do love still the turkey. And
you do turkey at Christmas?
I really do love it. You know, I really only do it twice a year. And like we cooked for Thanksgiving and we really cook. And I don't cook often because of my travel and just the kind of, you know, we're kind of doing like a lot of things. But I do love the traditional turkey and the spinach and strawberry salad and just kind of a classic. We kind of do it again for Christmas. It's just so, because it's just not done. We don't do it any other time of the year. So that's kind of what we're going to try to do again.
Another turkey. Yeah. I love it. I love that you have like new babies coming into your traditions. Then you can embrace.
It's so fun. And as I said, we have the train and we're going to have lots of toys out, but it is going to be a whole different fun change in our Christmas traditions.
Do you have to do anything around the house to baby-proof? Are you worried that they'll break your beautiful crystal trees?
Yes. Well, I will say that the cutest thing is Owen, the 2-year-old, he's like 26 months. His favorite thing is to run around the house in a circle, and he runs to the living room, which has everything in it that is not baby-proof.
Right, very fragile.
But we follow him, and he picks up all of my crystal pieces. He is so attracted to everything beautiful. And one thing in the family room, we have had to edit the table. We take every accessory off the table and move it up higher. But it is funny that we do that in the family room. But the other rooms we kind of let them experience with a lot of monitoring.
Some supervision.
But it's so interesting how everyone's so attracted to all the beauty.
Objects?
Yes.
Well, maybe he's going to be a collector.
Well, I just think that it's fun. And we'll say every table, you know, like it's like, and I have a lot of, interestingly, as a designer, a lot of low tables. They're all like perfect height for
a child.
For everyone.
Yeah.
But it's fun. And then we have our game table that we will move into the room and start a puzzle.
I love a puzzle around the holidays.
Yeah,
I think that's such a great tradition.
I know. I right here I have my Dior puzzle ready to go on the game table.
Well, because the family can obsess about it on Christmas Day.
And we did that at Thanksgiving too.
Yeah.
And I think that having just places for people to hang out and all be together but have things happening is really part of it.
Besides watch football.
And then the fire going. Even though Yeah.
We're in Atlanta and it's not that cold.
We're having a fire anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to suffer through it.
Yes.
Take off your sweater.
Right.
Well, I love all these holiday traditions.
Well, I think that I was thinking back about it, and when we were talking about how you start traditions, and so much of it, I remember my collecting was going to my grandmother's, and she would always take me to the antique shops or the little antique country. She lived in the country. She was always collecting china and crystal. And because I was thinking, how did I always start collecting? But what I probably also have this memory of is, and what I love most about Christmas is you have this beautiful box, and when you get it out and you have all these beautiful things in the box that are interesting or sparkly or bring back memories. So I just encourage everyone to keep focusing on, take that 3 or 4 days, really get your Christmas all done, and just how much joy it will bring you for the entire month.
It's like a gift to yourself.
It is. And it is my favorite time of year. And one of the things I have loved the most, I will say about Ballard, over the years, we have made the most special things for Christmas. And people come back and talk to me about it. I mean, I think that people love the idea of us sharing things that we have found that are special to us that can become their family, their memories for them.
So you clearly like to scour the world shopping and collecting, but is there anything that's sort of DIY? Do you do anything like that?
Well, I've always loved to do miniature boxes. And I did a Christmas miniature room, which we are going to show you on our film years ago. And what you do for miniature rooms, you go to the miniature shows all over the country, and you buy the most exquisite little pieces. So I literally did an interior design of a room. And the way I did my rooms, instead of doing a dollhouse, I did it more architectural. I did a plexiglass box, and only the back wall would be the design of the room. For my Christmas room, I painted it dark green with all white molding. But the great thing about it is I would go to the miniature shows and buy every piece individually and create this interiors. And it is so beautiful. And at Christmas, we get it out. The tree lights up, the sconces light, and it has a little train, which I haven't figured out how to get that running around the tree. But I think that those kind of things, when I started doing my miniature rooms, all my friends started going to the miniature shows with me to do their own miniature collections. But I do it so that you can actually have it as an art piece rather than, it really can be more sophisticated. And really, you can then peer into the room.
So the kids aren't allowed to play with it?
Well, does have a protection over it.
It's a plexi box?
Because just so that you keep everything kind of as you designed it. But another thing that I love about living in Atlanta is the gift show here is so fabulous.
Downtown.
And we would go with the team in Atlanta from Ballard and walk the Christmas floors. And one year we were doing that, and I found the most exquisite little miniature trees made in Germany with little handmade ornaments. And I mentioned to you all, I bought 15, I ordered.
15 trees?
And they were kind of expensive because they're all handmade.
And every ornament's handmade.
And every ornament is handmade, and they are so beautiful. I have them grouped together. I kept at least 8 of them for me. I did give a few as gifts. But one thing is, they don't make them anymore. And so that's what I said. If you see something, you should buy a whole collection because you don't always know if it's going to be there when you go back. And another thing that I do love is this tradition with my friends. And Kate, my vice president of product, who you know well, every year she has given me a sterling silver ornament. And because I don't have room for another tree, I have put them all in my silver bowl.
Beautiful.
And they are so beautiful. We tie a red ribbon around them, and you can kind of take each piece out and look at them. So there's so many traditions and things you can actually have your family, like whether it's my mom buying me the Nutcrackers or the bears, or your friends buying you the silver ornaments, or you buying something for your children or your friends that each year you get out. It's that memory that I love about the holidays.
I think that's the whole spirit of the season, right?
Yeah.
Sharing the joy.
Right.
Well, thank you for having me here today. It's been so fun.
Well, you have been the best.
And it's so inspirational.
And we've had so many memories.
We have. We'll have a lot more to come.
We have. So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. For more videos like these, subscribe to the Ballard Designs YouTube channel. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.